Okay, so I made this, I'm going to make this quick little video to help anybody who's wanting this top margin, or I guess that's better, margin. Anybody who's wanting this to be a little bit smaller. On my other videos, if you, when I went too far, it was really fast that it would air out. So if this is important to you and you want that to be narrower, there is a way to do it. You just have to kind of be, you have to mess with it a little bit. So I went into Maker World. I downloaded the smallest model that is available, and I turned down my graphics. That's why my model may not look like yours, because it seems to record videos better with lower graphics. My computer is just on its last legs. So like last time, I'm going to go ahead and try it the normal way to see what it airs out as. Since this is already the smallest model, it's cutting out right here. So really you only need this one, but I'm going to go ahead and left click select, and then I'm going to hold down the shift key and select this small one, and then let go, and then hold down the shift key and left click on that to select that one. So we got all three. So we go up to modify. I figured out a faster way to do this, but it's just, I think we'll just stick with what I already told everybody. So we're ready to do this. We're going to go negative, let's try 1. Ooh, let me do 1. That's something. I didn't think it would let me do that. And then negative, let's try 2. 3. There we go. So it airs out at 3. So that's good to know. You might be able to do 2.5. It really just, you have to mess with it. So yeah, even 2.5 doesn't work. So let's hit cancel. And here's what I would do. Let me hide that ridiculous. Okay. So these are fillets. We can actually delete these features. So if you left click, you'll see down here in it'll tell you the radius, which will be similar to your phone. See how it says 11? You want to do that because you want to remember what this is. And this one's 25. So if you guys can remember that, 11 and 25. So I'm going to go ahead and left click once. I'm going to go ahead and select all these just to make it faster. So I'm going to hold down the shift key, and then I'm going to keep left clicking the ones that I want to change. So these ones, anything that's got a curve on it at the top. Okay, so I've got all those selected, and let go, and I'm just going to hit delete. So yeah, that takes away the curves, and will give you a little bit extra room. So let's see how far we can go here. So now you can left click on this, and we're going to do the offset again. I have a hard time finding that. And let's do -3. There we go. So yeah, see, it worked. I'll show you now though. So that's -3. We're going to go ahead and lock that in. Hit OK, and it gets added to your timeline. Then we're going to go here, and the clicker needs to go -3. So this is where it kind of gets finicky because the clicker doesn't have that much room to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the body, clicking the eye so it hides it, and go ahead and hide the phone. And you see how there's not very much room here. So let's try it. I've selected the face, this part, and I'm going to go to modify, offset face, and let's do -3. So there you go, it airs out. It says it can't do it. So what I would do is, one, either just be happy with it, take it down as far as you can, and just know that yours will pop up just a little bit. So -2, that works, honestly. I think that looks fine. But if it doesn't, if that's not good for you, what you could do is you could hit cancel. And we're going to do a feature that is a little bit different. I'm going to click body because I want to see everything. So I click the eyeball to toggle it on, and then I'm going to go up here to inspect. I'm going to go to section analysis. I can't talk today. And this is basically where we can slice it in half. So I already had one saved. If you don't have one saved, it won't look like this. Let's see here. Ugh. There we go. Okay, so let's say you're doing this for the first time. So you click that section analysis, and then you're going to pick the plane that you're going to start cutting from. So let's go here. Click it once with the left click, and then this is like, I would just drag this if you can, if your computer will let you. So as you can see, it's slicing it through just to show you, you know, what it actually is doing inside, which is pretty neat. So let's zoom in here. My computer is just not having this. It hates this. Okay. So do you see? You have a little bit of room to play with. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit OK, because my computer is gonna spaz out. So I hit OK when I get to a slice that I like. So this is sliced right down the middle. I can see the clicker. I can see how much clearance I have. So that's pretty good. So hit OK. Goodness, this is ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now if you don't see anything, it's because the analysis is turned off. So just turn that back on. It has a folder of all the ones that you'll make, and just click the eye to show it. So here you can see we have a little room to play with. So actually we have quite a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to hide the body now. And if you keep it in the slice mode, that's okay, but just remember that you're actually affecting the whole body of it. You kind of forget that when you do these analysis slices. So I'm going to turn this off. And to make it work, I'm going to pull this down a little bit. So we're going to click on this face, the underneath one, and we're going to do offset face. And let's just do a number. So if I need it technically 3, I can only do 2 at the top. So let's just do 1 here. There you go. If you use the offset face, it will curve. It will follow the curve of the item, which is really awesome. So you don't really have to do anything else. Like just double check it, make sure it looks good, and then you hit OK. It'll get added to your timeline below. And what you can do now is to turn that analysis back on. So just up here, the eyeball to turn on all of them, the folder first, and then the one that you made. And now you can see I sliced that. Now I hid the body, so we need to bring that back. I'm going to hit the eyeball, bring the body back, and yeah. So that actually looks pretty good. We definitely have room. That's kind of interesting. Maybe I should go in that model and just go ahead and make that thicker. Anyway, so if that's good, I think it's good. So it looks like we have plenty of room. Kind of like play with it in your head. Like think about like physically pushing it down. And that way you can kind of see how it actually behaves. We could do a motion study, but I mean, this is, imagine this much room, so you're good. I wonder if that got shortened so much, I wonder if I should go back and do the master file, make that thicker anyway. So anyway, now we're going to do the top. I'm going to go ahead and leave the analysis on, just to show you that you can still work on the whole thing, even though it's sliced in half. And then I'm going to click the top. So we've got the top face, and we're going to do -2 now. There you go. And then hit OK or enter. And I'm going to turn the analysis off because now you can see this looks good. We're good to go. I'm going to go click here to get the left view. It'll flatten it out, be perfectly in line, and you can see exactly where it's at. So this obviously is the inside of the clicker. This is the outside of the clicker that you can see, that left one. And then this is the model cut in half. Well, cut farther than half. So I'm going to turn the analysis back off. I don't need that now. Looks good. Sweet. So yeah, there, I made it shorter. So I think with the curves gone, you can do quite far. You can go quite far. So let's see if I could go farther than this. Try one more. We're at -3. Let's do -1. Yep, there we go. 2. Oh yeah, look at that. 3. I don't even know what happens when I made it 4. Might just delete it. There you go. So yeah, you can go pretty far. I would not go that far, but yeah. So once you have it where you want it, you're going to add back those curves, which is called a fillet. And so we're going to click the edge. And the best thing I found is just to go ahead and do a whole side together and then do the whole side together, just one at a time. So left click to select the edge. If you're having a hard time, like it keeps flickering like that and trying to select the faces, just left click and hold it down, and you can let go, and it'll show you all the different options you have here, and it'll highlight each item that you're selecting. And just left click which one you want. So there you go. And then I'm going to select this one too. So I'm going to hold down the shift key, I'm going to left click and select that. And that menu thing works again if you had that problem. Just keep holding that shift key down, don't let go of it. So now you have this whole side done, selected. So we're going to go to modify, and if you're in the setup that it comes with, Fusion 360, this will be here. So fillet, or modify and find fillet. There you go. And what did I say it was? I knew I was going to have this problem. 11. So we'll try 11. I don't think it'll work. Oh, yep, it did. Sweet. Yay! Oh my god, I can't believe it worked. Wow. Alright, hold your breath. So you could actually go ahead and select these other ones and do this in the same move, but I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, just so it locks that in. We're good to go there. So let's do the other side. So left click, and then shift left click. So I have this whole edge, and then we're going to do a fillet again, and we're going to do 11, and there you go. Hit OK. Perfect. And now this is the real test right here. This curve is probably not going to like this, but if we go from the top view, I'm going to click the top cube so I can see that top view, eagle eye. Yeah, you really, all you need is that one line here. So hopefully your clicker hasn't cut into it. It shouldn't, but if it has, just make sure you select all the lines that go from one fillet to the other. And then we're going to do fillet again. And this one was a lot more. I think it was like 25. Yeah, see, that's too much, especially with that clicker there. So I guess that's the trade-off. Your front is going to look better, probably more like what you want it to look like, but you're not going to have that, you know, sexy curve like the other one does. So go ahead and try 25 is not good, so let's try 20. Yeah, so 20 works. That's actually not bad. So if you look at it, see how it curves? Honestly, I think that's fine. If you want to go, you can just keep putting in numbers, seeing how far it goes. 22. Oh, 22 is too far. 1. I'm just backspacing, and it keeps my cursor inside the radius, so I can just keep changing it. So 21.5. Nope. 21.25. Nope. 2. Doesn't mind 21.2, but it's a weird number to stop on. So there you go, and I'm gonna hit OK. And yeah, so that is how you can make the top margin a little bit smaller. Hopefully that helps you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add this in here too. So if you don't need help with this part, just go ahead and get off the video. Thank you so much for watching. This is the clicker. So I had a couple people say that the clicker was crooked, or the top of it is. That actually was for the original model. Scott's did it too. Whenever I was going through it, it showed that happening, and I just kept messing with it, but I was more worried about getting the iPhone to fit. The clicker being crooked is actually just the way that it's being placed in. It should be. Now, if it's actually slanted and it's uneven, there's a way to fix that, but it should be just that you need to align it. So what you can do is you're going to go to the bottom of your dock first, because first you want to make sure the dock is actually straight. If the dock's not straight, there's no point. So I can see the bottom face, and I'm going to hit S for search. Whoops, I was off there. I'm going to hit S for search. And this is kind of cool. This is where you could put anything in and find it. So like offset base, you could do it that way if you want to not have to click at the menu. But we're going to do align, AL, and it should be the first thing. So there's align. We are going to make sure we're choosing bodies. And the first one is going to be what you are needing to align. So this dock is the thing. So you see how there's snap points and there's different things. Since it's such a flat bottom, you don't really need to worry about all those. So just click on the bottom. And then what we're going to do is now it automatically says, now where do you want to put it? Where do you want to align it to? We want the origin. So that orange box that comes with every Fusion 360 file to help you orient. You see how if we don't have it right now, we're going to go over here to the left and you'll find it in origin. So a lot of times people turn these off because it's annoying. But as soon as you click it on, you should see it. If not, go inside it, toggle it, and you'll see that if they're all on or not. But this is what we want. So I'm still needing to click 2, and that's what Fusion's let me figure things out. And I'm still in that feature though for the align. So I click the bottom of the dock, and now I'm going to click this bottom plane. So that's what we're wanting to align to. The bottom plane, the origin will always be right. So hit OK. Awesome. So actually, I think, oh yeah, I did this just a second ago. That's why. Sorry. Let's delete. I was testing this out, trying to make sure I was telling you guys the right thing. So try it one more time. S for search, align. Let's choose that. Position to start with is the bottom. And then we're going to do orient ourselves to the bottom. I wish I could memorize these. The bottom XY plane. left click, and there you go. You see it move a little bit. So I don't think it was uneven. I think it just was floating a little bit above the ground, but that's okay. It's good to make sure before we start doing this, because if your dop's not straight, then it'll mess you up. So go up here, and we're going to do a line again. So we're going to hit S for search, AL, align, choose that. And what we're wanting to do is move this, so that's what, when you're wanting to know what to click first, from, so the beginning position of what you're going to move, and see other snap points. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the middle. It doesn't matter, you could just touch the whole face, but let's do this. And then now it moved to 2, and I want it to be aligned with this. Nice. So now it should have straightened it out. I'm going to hit OK, lock it in. And yeah, let's see. So it looks like I need to move the clicker back anyway a little bit before I really test this out. So I'm going to click on my cube to get to a view that I like. The angling of this thing is annoying, so that's why, if you're trying to get a straight on view, that's why I made those views for you for the radius. Hopefully it helps a little bit. But you can kind of see, I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's great. Let's look at the front. I'm going to use my view up here, name views, and I'm going to go to the radius check because that's flat on. Okay, so that's good. You see how the black line here is disappearing? So the clicker needs to move down a little bit. We really don't need to worry too much about getting the clicker perfect because the clicker won't be printed this way, but you do want to get it close so that way you can make sure nothing's crazy or weird looking before you print. So we're going to hit the move tool, which is this, or you can hit M, and you can click on the actual item, but if you do, it's going to have these like arrows start popping around and you might get the wrong angle. So I like to just go over here and click on the actual item from here. You could click it here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this is what I want. And then it give me my arrows. It's kind of hard to see these two arrows. One's going forward, one's going up because of this angle. It looks kind of weird. I know that's this one, but like if you can't tell, you just kind of turn the camera and now you can see a lot better. These are the angles up and down, and then this is free moving along the axis. I wouldn't mess with those unless you have to. And we're going to go back to the view that I just had. There we go. And let's move them down just a little bit. So I'm going to try with the arrow first, but I think it's going to be too fast. There we go. Yeah. I think I just did the wrong arrow. See? I'm going to get the move again. We want the up and down on this one, I'm sorry. So that arrow, and I'm try this. So then pull it down, and that's a little bit too much. Mine goes by -5 for this, so let's do -3. You just want to make sure it's cutting into that quite a bit. -2. I'm checking the bottom and the top just to see if I can see that black line being covered up. This is a good way to tell if your clicker is going to fit or not too, because if you messed around with it a lot, it might be all a little bit off. So, like your sizing and stuff. So it's good to just go ahead and double check this anyway. 1.5 looks great. Yeah. So I know it's not going to be it's not going to be printed in place or anything, but again, just checking to make sure nothing weird got changed. So we're gonna hit OK, and yeah, I think this looks really good. I think it's flat, it looks good. If we do the view in the front here, and I'm going to use a cube over here, just that corner view, and you can see, oh yeah, that looks a lot better. So again, I don't think that they were actually crooked, I just think they look crooked because of the way it's placing it in there. So clicking this top of the clicker, and then I'm holding shift and clicking the top of the dock, and it should tell you a minimum distance. So yeah, minimum distance 1.299. If it was crooked, it would probably show you an angle down there. That's how you can usually tell. If you want to, also you could use the inspect tool. I hate this thing. I don't think it's really that great. Hit measure, and it'll open up basically like a ruler. If you do the show snap points, I'm sorry, my voice is going out. If you hit show snap points, you can see the different spots you could grab onto, and that's what I like to use. So let's say we're going to measure from here, and now it's asking for your second one, so I'm going to try really hard to get here. 1.42, so that's good. Why I'm saying it like a weird way, is that this measuring tool, like, it will really measure. So if you're even off a little bit, it's going to measure that offness, or the error as well. So that's why it really frustrates me. So we're going to hit clear selection to start again. And I'm going to choose, again, this point. And I'm on the other side now. 1.381. What did I say for the other one? But see how it's a little bit crooked? If it is, then it's going to measure it wrong. And that's why I hate this thing. But we can also try just grabbing the edge. So grab this edge. Since it doesn't connect with the other ones, that's good. Hold down the shift key and grab this edge. And then it should tell you the minimum distance, 1.399. So now we go to the other side. Whoa. And check it. So I'll click on that one, that edge, hold the shift key, get this edge. And then my white dock plucks that out, 1.391. That's close. It's weird how it does that. But I also think part of it is where you put your phone in. Like they designed it that way for when it moves, I think. Maybe not. Maybe it is a mistake. But honestly, if this was me, I'd be happy with that. It looks good. The dock looks like it's good. Again, you could do your analysis to see a cut through and make sure everything looks good. But like, yeah, see, there's a little bit of gapping, so I need to go up a little bit for my clicker. But that's okay. It fits. That's all I want to check. So yeah, I'm going to turn off the analysis, and you're ready to print. So that's that. If you want to see how to shave the clipper down, I'll show you that now. So if you're still with me, we are going to hide that origin plane because I don't need that anymore. And we're going to hide the body for a second. Let's see here. Not that body. This body. There you go. And I'm going to go back to my left view because it's a nice side profile view and I can see it really well. If it was crooked, you probably would be able to tell from the back view or the side view. You'll see like a little bit above the line, and that would tell you. Maybe, maybe not. But so you're going to turn your body back on. I did that just to make sure there was nothing too crazy. But we're going to basically line it up again with the dock. So what you're going to do is click Construct, Offset Plane, and you're going to choose this plane. So this is where we're going to base our measurements off of. If you see this pop up and it says it's not visible, it's because it's turned off over here. So go over and your planes will be inside the construction folder. So you'll toggle that on to see it. And as you can see, these are all the planes that we've been using for many different steps. Your plane that you're working on right now is not visible over here because you haven't confirmed it yet. But this is good. If you need to have the construction folder on, otherwise you won't see it. And Fusion 360 will usually let you know. So I'm going to go back to my left view so I can see better. And I'm going to hide the body of the dock because all I needed was to use it for reference. And what I'm going to do is drag this down. Why is it not liking it? I'm wondering if it's the video, but you could click like the little snap points, the vertexes, and try to do that. Or you could also just do the numbers. So you want to get to the very bottom of the lowest point. So just to be safe, I go a little bit more. Don't go a lot though, because I'll show you why. So negative, let's see, was it negative? Shoot, sorry. Negative 1.299 was that, so let's do 1.4. Oh, negative. Okay, yeah. And then you can see that faint orange line there. And you just want to make sure you're cutting all the way through because we're going to cut off whatever's uneven on top. Maybe 1.45, there you go. But again, stay close. So then whenever you're done, you can go ahead and hit OK or hit Enter. And now you have a plane. And it shows up in your construction folder. And what you're going to do is you're going to hide that plane because we don't need that anymore. Oh wait, we do. Sorry. My gosh, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've tried the video this like 6 times now, so I'm getting confused. So we're going to split the body. So we're going to go over here to modify. You can go down the menu, or you can just click up here. It's a shortcut. And it's going to say, what body do you want to split? So we're going to split the clicker, so click that first. Then the next thing is going to be splitting tools. So I'm going to click here to select. And what we're going to use to cut it is the plane we just made. So I'm just going to click the plane. And you'll see it immediately expands the plane and it shows you what it's cutting. So this basically like saying, hey, here's a saw blade that I'm cutting through. And then you can see what what you're slicing. It's a little hard to tell sometimes. The blue really throws me off, but hit OK. And now you sliced. So we can hide that plane now. We don't need that. It's in the way. And now you can see a little bit here where the slice is. So over here on the bodies of the clicker, now it has 2. Let me show you before. There you go. Before we sliced it, it just has 1. And then after we sliced it, now we have 2 bodies. So this pop body, we don't need that, so we're going to hide it. You just click the eye. If you want to, you can right click and remove it. That is the way to properly remove something that is kind of like in your way, or little random things or artifacts or something that you know you don't need. You are able to pull it back. I honestly just think turning the eyeball off works for the most part, unless you've got a huge file. Don't hit delete. If you hit delete, it might cause downstream failures, and it'll go through all here, and it might mess it up. Delete is definitely not what you want to use when you're working on somebody else's model, or a model that you don't know for sure if you need everything. So yeah, that looks good. I hit that, and if you did not go far enough down, you will see lines here. It'll be like, oh, you only cut off one part of it. And then if you do that, I would go back and move your plane down a little bit. Because you definitely want to get it nice and flat. So now we're good. And now we're going to bring back the body of the dock and see how far down we've gone because of the cutting. Which isn't bad. Clicking here, left click, hold shift. I'm measuring 1.45. So we're 1.45 down. I think that's actually pretty good. If you wanted to go down or up, you're going to remember the number that you need, and you're going to hide the dock. And you're going to click on the face, and you're going to go to modify, offset face again, and try to do it this way. Let's see here. I'll show you. This is why we wanted to make sure we got the whole thing. Okay, so we're going to go 1. Okay, so this is going to happen. So it's going to air out on me, and it's so annoying. I don't know why. I haven't figured this out, but it's really frustrating. So I think it's because of the seams. But anyway, we're going to hit cancel because 1, if it can't even do 1, then it's not going to be good. So let's do extrude instead. I will show you the difference here. So we're going to go to create and extrude. And then we're going to click the top face of the clicker. Get back to that left view just to show you what happens. And we're going to go up. I can drag it first, or I could just put my number in. Let's say I need to go up 2. Luckily, you don't have to go up far, but what stinks about extrude will not, if you can kind of see how it's straight here, extrude only pulls out. It doesn't adapt to the curves like offset face does or press pull does. It's just like, here's your face, I'm going to pull it straight out. Whenever is a 90-degree angle, that's where we're going. So as you can see, it's a little bit off, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine, and we want to make sure we're joining. So you're joining this new extrude to the original body. You're going to hit OK. And now we can put the dock back in by clicking the eye and see how it looks. So see, theoretically, like, this is too far, but you get what I mean. Now, if you're up here, it'd be a lot easier to do the offset face. So if it's too high, do offset face, click this face. Come on. And then, like, -2. There you go. Offset face will work for that. I don't know why going up is weird, but whatever. So I'll probably figure that out as soon as I get done with this video. Okay, we're gonna hit OK. And yeah, now your clicker should be straight, nice and even in the dock the way it should be. You can double check everything and you should be good to go. So hopefully that helps, and thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate all the kind words that you guys have been writing on the videos. I'm really glad that it's helping out some people. Thanks, bye.